So a class template can be used when you want every method in your class to use the same data. Suppose you have a templated data for some of the private variables in your class. That means a lot of the methods in the class would have to be templated as well. And so that's when you'd use a class template. Now let's give you an example. Suppose I have a guess class, and my guess class has a variable so someone could guess a number that was an int, has a constructor and maybe a change guess and equals and then some sort of friend operator. Well, what if they didn't want to guess just a whole number? What if they wanted to guess a double or a name or a person or anything else? We could template this entire class to use, instead of an int, whatever the user specified or the programmer specified. So this is just maybe a .cpp file that would go along with this class, but we're going to template this whole class and show you what that would look like. And I'm going to do it step by step so you can see. So the first thing to template the entire class is you put this template class type up at the top before your class even begins. And what that does is that specifies that I'm going to have some private variables in here that are templated, that are going to be a generic type. Okay, then I change whatever it is of my private variables. Instead of using int double string, I use type. So here's the value that's now been changed. Okay, next I have to change that for every single private variable in my class that's going to be interacting with this variable. Now, not all of them. So for example, on this Boolean one, it's still returning true or false because it's not, but if I'm going to compare an incoming value to a guess, then I have to make it templated. Okay, next step. This is in my .h file. I have to put template up above every single method that uses that. Actually, every method. There it is. Even my OStream operator doesn't use my template at all, but I still have to template it because it's part of my templated class. Next, I have to put the type in here. This just matches this. This says type here. If you said peanut butter here, you'd say peanut butter here. It doesn't matter what this name is. This is a variable for the type, and so you can name this anything. Sometimes you'll see it just in uppercase T, sometimes you'll call it type, sometimes it's just different names each time. Just know that that can change. But whatever this is, I put this in after my scope, or right between my class name and my scope resolution operator. Okay, almost complete now. All I have to do is modify my parameters so they match that of my constructor. And once I have that done, then this is now a templated class. So here's kind of my templated class. If I want to, I can specify an int. I have an int guess and it's 5. Or if I want to, I could specify a double. My double guess is 5.4. I could specify a string and my guess is red. No matter what, the guess can be those data types. Here now I'm going to have just an example of how to use the methods. This is an int. If I could have this is returning back a true or a false, and I say if my guess equals 11, then it does whatever you want it to do with my guess is 11. Otherwise, it uses my extraction operator to print that out. Alright, so we're going to be using templates to modify that stat class that you guys created in our pointers chapter to become a template. So hold on to the next video and I'll do that right along with you guys.